Eddie, in regards, to this Saturday's fight, how hard is it to promote a fight when it's two guys who, aren't going to talk trash?
Yeah.
Small guys who don't speak the English language out here. And
Well, then there's more my job, to come on. But I think the thing is with Mexican fight fans, they understand the sport. That's why, we've sold so many tickets on Saturday. The atmosphere is going to be incredible, but people respect the sport and they understand it. Also for Nicaraguan fight fans, even although there's going to be a huge sort of Mexican support there on Saturday, at the same time the Mexican fans also support and respect Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. So I just think that I never like to say to people, do this, do that, say that. Be yourself, be real. Right, and with these guys, you imagine me going up to Chocolatito saying, "Yeah, right. What I want you to do is go up to Cesar Martinez and put your head on it." He's going to go, "Oh no, thank you." No. So you have to respect the legendary of Chocolatito.
What's it take for a guy to make it when they only do their talking in the ring? Some guys, they can't get over the hump doing that, but then other guys like Pacquiao, they get over the hump, not
because
just with their fists.
If you haven't got a big personality and you're not going to talk trash and you're not going to do all this kind of stuff, then you've got to be really good, right? Because if fans love trash talking, fans love all that kind of stuff. So at the same time, you need to make sure that you're good enough for them to love you anyway. Like Canelo Alvarez has never really talked trash. The Plant fight, there was that little scuffle, but before that, you don't really see him. He's elaborating now a lot more, but he's pound for pound number one. Floyd Mayweather, although he was going around with his money and stuff, and he was flash, he was quite boring as a fighter to watch. But everyone's got different ways to attract people. With Chocolatito, his way to attract people is he's a pound for pound legend of the sport. Doesn't need to talk trash. In fact, I like the fact that he's so respectful and he's a role model and he's an ambassador for the sport. What Julio Cesar Martinez has got to be careful of is that he doesn't fall under the spell of Chocolatito, almost like Chocolatito. Because I know, growing up, Julio Cesar Martinez would have looked at Chocolatito like he was a god. He's got to just have no respect for him on Saturday and do what he does. And it's going to be, an amazing experience to watch this fight, because for 6 rounds it's going to be an absolute war, and if it goes past 6 rounds, I believe Chocolatito becomes a favourite in the fight, but he could get knocked out along the way. But Martinez will not stop trying to knock Chocolatito out on Saturday, and he will go for it. But Chocolatito is so well schooled, so experienced, and I feel that he's very, very confident going into this fight, because he just thinks he's too good for Julio Cesar Martinez.
I know Martinez is your fighter. Do you think though he wins? I know you. So it sounds like you got Chocolatito late, Martinez early.
Something like.
Do you think the speed will be the difference for Martinez? Younger, faster
I think
guy?
that the advantages for Chocolatito is experience, ability. He can punch as well. He's probably a bit bigger than Martinez, who is a flyweight. But the benefit for Martinez is youth, power, unpredictability. He's quite awkward. He sort of switch stances, then he fights square on, and all this kind of stuff. And you've seen Chocolatito knocked out, not recently, but in the backstage of his career. So if I'm Chocolatito, sorry, if I'm Martinez, I'm thinking I'm going to knock him out. And that's the only thing he'll be thinking about doing. He won't be thinking about outpointing him. He's crazy, this kid. But I'll tell you what, you're going to see an absolutely thrilling fight.
Do you think Bam Rodriguez should close the fight in the winner of this fight?
Bam Rodriguez might beat them all, Chocolatito included. But that's a big ask, and we'll see. But Chocolatito looks really well. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't look old. He looks like he's had a great training camp. But we'll see. One thing we'll see is if he can still handle the power, because Martinez will be letting them fly on Saturday.
How are ticket sales?
Really good. We do have tickets available. I think we're going to have 8,000 in there, which is incredible. I've never done a show in San Diego before. I know you're from the area. It just seemed to make sense, and originally what the crazy thing was, it was Chocolatito against Estrada. Tickets were selling really well, and then we put Martinez in and we said, guys, anyone that wants a refund, we understand. No one got a refund, and then we sold more tickets off the back of this fight, because I know that Estrada and Chocolatito is a great fight, but this is a bit of a weird one. This is like, you can't what you know is in Estrada against Chocolatito, that will be a 12-round replica fight of 1 or 2. This one, I've absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Martinez could flatten Gonzalez in 1 round, or he might get schooled, or he might. I mean, it's an invigorating fight, and no, there's nothing quite like putting cards on in front of a big Mexican crowd. I mean, obviously, Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders when we did that in front of 74,000 was amazing, but this is going to be a really good night of boxing, and I'm excited for it.
Speak to the fans who, they're enamored with the big guys, the heavyweights, they know all the names. Why they are missing out?
Because value for money, like, how often does boxing disappoint? Do you know what I mean? So you build up to a fight, and then all of a sudden it's like this. Trust me, with these guys, they will never ever disappoint. Never in a bad fight. Always ready to fight. Always willing to fight, because they've never had the opportunities. So great card of bigger guys as well on Saturday. But the 2 guys in the main event, just watch them go. It's like you just light the torch paper, like on a fireworks night, and you go, and then you go in that corner, and you go, right, go on, boys, and then you run for it, and you just let them explode. That's what you do.
And you have 2 Tijuana fighters. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's gonna,
rocks through.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild atmosphere, and a couple of San Diego fighters as well on the cards early on. So it's a really well-rounded card, and I'm looking forward to it.
Eddie, is there any chance Dillian Whyte's not going to make the date, April 23rd?
I don't think so. I think there's still some things to sort out, but at the same time, of course, we want the opportunity. He's been waiting such a long time, and hopefully we'll be there.
What would you say to a thought of, is it, the way he's showing up? Are you showing up to win the title, or is it just about getting every last dollar?
No. He's actually investing his time into his training camp to win. Right, so a lot of people want to buy Rolls Royces, but they can't afford to put the petrol in. So if you want to bid 42 million for a purse bid, and you don't want to, and you're offering to fly a guy on an economy low-cost airline, 6'5" heavyweight that you're paying $8 million to, right, sitting on a middle seat of a plane during a global pandemic to ruin his chances of fighting in a fight, and you don't want to spend $10,000 to go and just make sure that he's fitting well. And Dillian Whyte's sitting there saying, I'm not doing that, no. And they're arguing about tickets, and they're arguing about escrow, and he just feels like he's being disrespected. So under the agreement, there's certain things he has to do, there's certain things he doesn't have to do. So he's saying, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay in Portugal, and I'm going to prepare for a fight, and I'll see you there, hopefully.
Why do you think, how's he win that fight? Having
he wins it by knockout. Yeah, because what we know is he's a huge puncher. He's extremely tough. He's got a fantastic left hook. He's a great body puncher. And if you trade up with Dillian Whyte and he hits you with a left hook, you're going to sleep. Doesn't matter if you're Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, whoever else he's laid out as well, Povetkin, all these guys. So he's an underdog in the fight. Tyson Fury's an outstanding heavyweight, but he can win this fight, and he'll be trying to knock him out. He's had Tyson Fury over numerous times in sparring. He believes he's going to win the fight, and we'll see.
Eddie, if Fury was able to withstand that right hand from Wilder and get up, how does Whyte keep him down for 10 seconds with that left hook?
Maybe you put him down a couple of times. It doesn't matter. Wilder never really hit Fury clean. If you watch the first fight knockdown, he rides those shots so well. See what happens when you get caught trading. Watch the Steve Cunningham fight with Tyson Fury. Same thing. Light punching, cruiserweight. They trade up, Fury's out, on the floor. This will be the same thing. He'll get sloppy in the fight, catch and counter with a left hook. If he buttons him on the chin, it's over. He won't need a count.
It sounds like Sugar Hill and them, or Sugar Hill's thinking more of boxing him though, and not exchanging.
I think they will. You don't want to fight Dillian Whyte because it opens up the opportunity for just that. So I think Tyson will be on his bike in this fight. But Dillian Whyte's incredibly fit, incredibly tough, strong on the inside, tremendous body puncher. So we'll see.